Ghana ban so afọ wo hwe ye nuane ani kuayo so ni manyafo Brian e champion e de atudwa se kwanya ye fa so ekra jene edifi enkofo ama so ebe o mamu no eya hadwen sanse na wotwe bia Ghana tabrisi katwitwiri die be se opepe mienu ene konkofo ama so ekofa jene ba o mayimu a sempanimfo anhwe na wo mantu ana mon papa bi amfa ho a ede o mayi ebekọ ohia mu.
Mr. President, your government, having committed over 1.2 billion Ghana cedis for irrigation infrastructure in the northern regions alone, I see no justification for the current state of high import of vegetables from the sub-region, in spite of the huge potential for all year-round production. Mr. President, in a recent meeting with the onion importers plying the Niger route, it was disclosed to me that on average, an amount of $2 million was spent weekly to import onions. I deem this as an embarrassment and a needless drain on our scarce foreign exchange. It was, however, refreshing to me when they disclosed their willingness to convert their import trade to local production and trading on our irrigation schemes. Mr. President, when it comes to the production of rice, the data shows that it has improved from 667,000 metric tons in 2016 to 1,190,000 metric tons in 2022. Unfortunately, more than half of the paddy we produce is shipped out of the country, depriving local processors of access to raw materials. Indeed, we recognize the unavailability of large processors with the financial wherewithal to procure and process the paddy. This we shall fix. Mr. President, the above are examples of the potentials and bottlenecks that can easily be harnessed to the benefit of our food security and resilience agenda. Mr. President, in dealing with the wider potentials, the planting for food and
na jumadia ekoso ewo tamale eneya na eye planting for food and jobs aban hyehye yi wo fa etoso mienu ya wo se phase 2 no eno ena na wonom epa ho entema na pani kire se phase 2 ya eye planting for food and jobs ya wonom ede aba no de wo kuani wo hia ene wasase
has been designed as a bold, innovative and comprehensive approach to tackle head-on the hurdles on our food security journey. The underpinning model, which is the input credit system, will solve a number of critical challenges, namely access to credit, quality of agro inputs, the unstructured markets of our agricultural produce, and low mechanization, among others. Indeed, when we rolled out the program in full, one will no longer need to mobilize upfront financing for land development and preparation, as well as seeds and fertilizer. This is very important. Mr. President, land development, seed, and fertilizers constitute about 80% of production cost. I make bold to predict that with the new slogan for agriculture going forward will be PFJ 2.0. To wit, all you need is access to land and all other things shall be added. Mr. President, the following crop budget analysis, using rice as an example, puts this in perspective. A farmer requires at least 40,000 Ghana cedis for the development of 1 hectare of land. Land development, 40,000 Ghana cedis. The farmer will also have to spend a minimum of 5,975 cedis per hectare on agro inputs and an additional 3,375 on other farm activities, including labor. For a new farmer intending to crop 5 hectares, that will mean raising an amount of 246,000 Ghana cedis, 246 Ghana cedis upfront. 246,000 Ghana cedis upfront. This, in no doubt, will be out of reach for many desiring to go into commercial farming, notwithstanding the proven financial benefit of a net profit of 32,807 per cycle. Mr. President, under the PFJ 2.0, one does not need to raise this 246,000 upfront, as this will be facilitated under the program through the inputs credit arrangement. As I mentioned earlier, Jeuhiane Asase.
Na jumadie kro no ase na Ghana mampani na adodanko akufuado ewo ho no mu a wogina so share boss aban gusu a woye de obetimi bia na enuane ahodo a yekra efiri nkofo ama so edebo mayi mu no eto atimi atwa.
Ghanaians from all walks of life demanded in particular the revival and modernization of agriculture because they were clear in their minds that the recovery of this all-important sector was key to halting the migration of their youth to city centers in search of non-existent jobs. They were also certain that with good farming policies and incentives, Ghana would end the disgraceful spectacle of importing foodstuffs from neighboring countries. At the launch, I explained the government's vision through the program for planting for food and jobs was to modernize agriculture, improve production efficiency, achieve food security and profitability for our farmers, all aimed at significantly increasing agricultural productivity. Indeed, we pursued a value addition strategy aimed at rapidly ramping up agro-processing and developing new and stable markets for our products. Our policies and interventions encompass the full agricultural value chain and help create additional businesses and job opportunities in the areas of storage, transport, processing, packaging, and marketing of agricultural produce. Indeed, the design of the program for planting for food and jobs, under the leadership of the far-sighted then Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Wusu Afriye Akutu, sought to achieve this through 5 modules. Firstly, through the food crops module, which focused on increasing access to fertilizers and improved seeds to increase crop yields. Secondly, the tree crops model, also known as the Planting for Export and Rural Development PERD, had the object of promoting export diversification. The model focused on the development of 6 selected tree crops, namely cashew, mango, coconut, rubber, shea, and oil palm. I'm happy that the initiative has led to the establishment of the Tree Crop Development Authority, which has attracted a $100 million United States dollar facility from the World Bank.